in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about them.
The hosts of The View have once again found themselves in hot water. And this time, the backlash is bigger than they ever anticipated. The controversy erupted after Joy Behar made a stunningly disrespectful remark about Karoline Leavitt, the 27-year-old press secretary for Donald Trump. Behar dismissed Leavitt's credentials entirely, claiming that she only secured her position because of her good looks, adding that Trump likely saw her as a 10, and that's why she got the job. The comment immediately sparked outrage, exposing The View's hypocrisy when it comes to women's empowerment. For a show that prides itself on supporting women and advocating for equality, this was a jaw-dropping moment of self-contradiction. Feminists, conservatives, and even neutral observers were left questioning how The View could claim to stand for female empowerment.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables.
While simultaneously tearing down a successful young woman by reducing her accomplishments to nothing more than her appearance. The backlash came swiftly, with social media exploding in anger over Behar's remarks. People called out the blatant hypocrisy of a show that constantly lectures the public on sexism but then engages in it the moment a conservative woman steps into the spotlight. Leavitt, however, was not about to let the attack slide. Instead of ignoring the insult, she fired back with poise, intelligence, and a level of composure that left The View's hosts scrambling. During a response that has since gone viral, Leavitt dismantled Behar's remarks, pointing out the absurdity of reducing a woman's success to her looks, especially coming from self-proclaimed feminists. She then turned the tables, exposing the double standard that conservative women face in the media. She reminded the panel that liberal female politicians and commentators are constantly defended and uplifted by The View.
And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you.
While conservative women are demeaned, dismissed, and ridiculed. But Leavitt didn't stop there. She took the opportunity to call out the media's history of attacking Trump and his supporters, highlighting how Democrats have spent years painting Trump as a threat to democracy while simultaneously using the justice system to target him. She made it clear that Trump has endured relentless political persecution and that the very rhetoric used by the left is what has fueled dangerous real-world incidents, including 2 assassination attempts on Trump's life.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
Her response left The View's hosts visibly uncomfortable. They had expected a flustered, inexperienced spokesperson. What they got was a media-savvy professional who knew how to turn their attack into her own advantage. Rather than engage with Leavitt's points, Behar and Whoopi Goldberg resorted to shouting over her, attempting to change the subject. Whoopi, in particular, launched into a bizarre lecture about how wokeness was responsible for women even having opportunities in politics. She argued that if not for progressive activism, women wouldn't even be allowed to sit at the table, conveniently ignoring the fact that conservative women have been breaking barriers long before identity politics became a mainstream talking point. Whoopi's condescending rant only made things worse, as viewers saw right through the desperate attempt to reframe the conversation. The damage was done. The moment quickly spread across social media, and it didn't take long for The View's latest controversy to catch the attention of ABC executives. Internal sources revealed that network higher-ups were furious over the backlash. Executives had already been growing frustrated with the show's endless cycle of controversies, but this one struck a nerve. The idea that The View had completely undermined its own feminist messaging in such a blatant way was proving to be a PR disaster. Advertisers started pulling sponsorships, and ABC was left scrambling to contain the fallout. Leavitt, meanwhile, wasn't finished. She took things one step further by initiating legal action against Behar and The View for defamation, arguing that their remarks were not just offensive but actively harmful to her reputation and career. The lawsuit sent shockwaves through the industry. For years, The View has operated with impunity, making wild accusations and engaging in slanderous attacks without any real consequences. But now, with legal action on the table, ABC found itself in an unprecedented crisis. Leavitt's lawsuit wasn't just about Behar's comments. It was about holding The View accountable for its pattern of demeaning conservative women. She made it clear that this was about more than just her personal experience. It was about exposing the media's bias and ensuring that conservative voices were given the same respect and legitimacy as their liberal counterparts. Inside ABC, panic set in. Executives reportedly held emergency meetings, desperate to find a way to de-escalate the situation. Some insiders suggested that Behar might be forced to issue a public apology, while others speculated that the network might finally be considering whether The View had become more of a liability than
Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
an asset. With multiple legal battles already looming over the show, this latest lawsuit could be the breaking point. The backlash continued to grow, and it became clear that The View had severely underestimated Leavitt. She wasn't just another guest they could talk over and dismiss. She was someone who had the ability to expose their hypocrisy on a national stage. The lawsuit added even more pressure, as legal experts weighed in on whether The View's hosts had finally crossed a line they couldn't come back from. Social media was relentless, with hashtags like #CancelTheView and #JusticeForCaroline trending across platforms. The majority of the public saw right through Behar's comments and recognized the moment for what it was: a desperate attempt to discredit a rising conservative star simply because she didn't align with their ideology. Even those who weren't politically aligned with Leavitt found themselves agreeing that the attack was unwarranted and damaging. ABC's crisis management team worked around the clock to mitigate the fallout, but with every passing day, it became clear that The View was running out of options. Some insiders even suggested that the show might need to take a temporary hiatus to recover from the controversy, while others speculated that major changes to the panel could be on the horizon. At the center of it all, Leavitt remained composed, proving once again that she was more than capable of handling the heat. By refusing to back down and taking legal action, she sent a powerful message. Conservative women will no longer be bullied, dismissed, or disrespected without consequences. Now, the future of The View hangs in the balance. Will ABC be able to salvage its sinking reputation, or has the show finally met its match? If Leavitt's lawsuit moves forward, it could set a precedent for how the media treats political figures, especially conservative women. One thing is certain: The View is in uncharted waters, and this time there may be no way out. What do you think? Should The View face legal consequences for its attacks on conservative women, or is this just another free speech debate? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on this ongoing legal battle. Stay tuned. This story is far from over.